Like many in my field, I am but a performing monkey. The real heart, soul and brains of the operation tends to be found behind the scenes. So we went to ESL 1 Cologne, spoke to some of the staff to find out how all of this works.
Sometimes in Counter-Strike you need to know what's happening, and this guy right here, Alexander Rush, aka Rushly, he knows a lot about the game. Can you tell me about what you do and how you do it?
Of course, Mads. I am an observer of CSGO. So basically, I'm the one who sits on the server and tries to figure out where all the action's going to come in, and I basically figure all that out, and I try to predict what's going on, and hopefully I bring the fans some frags and cool stuff.
We're starting the T side for Team Liquid. They make their assault toward the B site here. It's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be quick. With 4 players there in the CTs, they're ready to fight back.
So we're actually the ones looking through your eyes when we watch the games. Is that right?
Of course, yeah. In my mind, it's like whatever I think's cool to see, that's really what I'm trying to show, but I'm thinking about the fans, I'm thinking about the casters, what they want to see. They'll hype certain things up, like Zywo's got the orb this time, and I'll try to stay with that as much as I can and see how it turns out.
What's the most difficult thing about your job?
Honestly, probably when big team fights happen, that's when it gets the hardest part. Like when everything's slow, it's easy to show the story of where everything's going. But like when the team fights come in, that's where it's the hardest to try and find out who's going to kill who at certain times.
Planted, they've got to clear RPK, who finds Stewie. Want to start for Vitality as they get every single kill that makes this retake possible.
If you're looking to get into observing Counter-Strike professionally, how do you go about it?
I would say look for the smaller leagues going on locally. If you can try and get just do some free work just for like the first time, just to kind of like build a name, and then after that you can start charging and like try to like grow your horizons with it. Really, it's because it's hard to find those little leagues that you can start with and then eventually make it to the big leagues.
When you're working behind the scenes, of course you have a lot of people doing different things. David Powell right here, can you describe your job?
Yeah, so pretty much I work in editorial for ESL, and I take care of the broadcast editorial work. So essentially, I'm the one responsible for the memes on Reddit and the broadcast, the stats that come up on the screen, and also the stories about the teams and the players.
How do you get your inspiration for the memes, and where do you get the information for all of these facts that you have to do?
Probably from just following Counter-Strike for like, I think 6 years now. So like I played myself when I was a bit younger, stopped. I've always like been on Reddit following the scene, the professional scene, and just like kind of keeping track of it. Outside of that, like it's really just keeping up on the social media side of things. So like keeping up to date with like the players, and that's pretty much how I like know what's going on. But when it comes to the event, like it's more just wit. Like you can just have fun with it. If you know the landscape, you can just meme on it, or you can have like a joke or two. But for the most part, it's just like keeping up to date with stuff.
And then, how did you get into the job? I know you're from Australia, and ESL is based in Cologne in Germany, and that's where we are at right here.
In 2017, Intel Extreme Masters came to Sydney, right? And that was like the big thing for Australia because we don't have much going on down there. Then one of the project managers hit me up and he was like, hey, do you want to come and put stats and stories on a screen from a spreadsheet? And I'm just like, hell yeah. And like at the time, I just lost my job, I had nothing doing, and they're just like, come help us out. And I'm like, sure. So I did. The first time I was just so overwhelmed, I had no idea what I was doing. I was like stressing out, sweating bullets and everything, and it was pretty stressful, but must have done like a half good job. So I came back and did the second one, and then I got invited to do Shanghai from JB Hewitt, which was awesome, and I was like so stoked. I was like, I can travel doing this. Like I just write memes and stories and stats, and I can go to China for this. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it.
And now you've been all over the world. What's the best part of your job?
Definitely during the events when like a meme or a story or a fact or something gets on Reddit, because you know it gets traction and like the community enjoys it. That's probably the most rewarding part, because like if I write something and it gets on Reddit, I'm just like, damn, I gotta write another one, make it fun, let's like make the community laugh. But it's also kind of tough because you can't always keep everyone happy, and there's a lot of I guess you could say criticism sometimes, but I mean, you just deal with it, and like you're never 100% gonna hit the mark, right? So it's memes, for God's sakes. It's like you can't ever be perfect with them, so you just make it fun, right?
Many thanks to Rushly and David for helping us pull back the curtain. If you want to see more of this content, be sure to check out our other videos, hit subscribe and ring that bell to make sure you stay notified.